Happy Thursday, folks. Hope everybody made it through yesterday with some sanity. You guys know the routine, hit the subscribe button, the like button, the little bell, and leave your comments and stuff down below. I've been going over trying to figure out what the difference is between the Summerwells case, which has been going on, as everyone knows, for a year as of yesterday, and the Harmony Montgomery case, which has been going on for almost 6 months now. I mean, yes, we all know that she was disappeared or had disappeared 2 years prior to her being reported missing, but she was actually reported missing to law enforcement on December the 27th, 2021. And although they have not brought closure to that case, they have not found Harmony yet. They have received tips. They have heard something. They have acted on those tips. And as you all know that we've been watching the news briefings lately, they went into that apartment. They have recovered evidence. They have brought it out. They're sending it to the labs. No, we haven't found Harmony, but at least we have leads to what may have happened to her. The police department, the law enforcement in New Hampshire has something. They have something they can hold in their hands and say, okay, we have a clue. We have evidence. Not that they're actually going to tell the public, but at least they could tell the public. They have actual evidence that they can hold in their hands. They are making strides in this case. It may take a few more months. It may take a few more months to actually get justice for Harmony or to find Harmony. But they are well on their way. And I couldn't be happier. I mean, I could be if we could find Harmony and she was fine and well and living in a gorgeous home and with people who love her and are taking care of her. She is a beautiful little angel, just like Summer. But with Summer's case, as you all know, the news conference came out yesterday, and basically they do not have anything more than what they had the first day she went missing. Isn't that the same old routine, the script? Not that Leslie can do anything different than what she's doing, but I mean, you could almost word for word compare her first statement on June the 16th, 2021, to the statement she gave yesterday, June 15th, 2022. And they would almost line up. Almost. So what's the difference, guys? Why have the law enforcement on Harmony Montgomery's case gotten so much done? And you have to remember, she was gone for 2 years before anybody ever even knew she was gone. But yet, it's only been 6 months. And you can see things happening in that case. Summer, law enforcement started working the day, 2 hours, maybe 30 minutes after she was reported gone. They started working on the case, and it's been a year. And they have, their words, they have nothing more today than they had a year ago when she disappeared. What's the difference, guys? I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. as of right now, one of the big differences that I see, one of the main differences, and we've all been screaming this, one of the first things that law enforcement done was found a reason and locked her father and stepmother up until they could find something, until they could discover something in that case. And no, maybe they did not lock them up under the guise that they actually did something to Harmony, but they found a reason, and they put them under lock and key. Why didn't they do that with Dawn and Candace? But anyways, there's all kinds of differences, you know, Summer versus Harmony. In my opinion, folks, it's not just the reward. It's not the tip lines. It's not the reporting that was done. If you will look and watch these last 3 video clips that I've got, in my opinion, the difference in those cases is the passion that law enforcement shows. In the video clip about Summer, all you see are the microphones and the person speaking, and of course the woods and stuff behind him. You don't see pictures. You don't hear him pleading. You don't hear them pleading for people to turn in tips. You don't hear them begging the community to help find this child. You get a very cold, impersonal law enforcement officer who seems to sound like this is nothing but a bother to him. And basically that's it. That basically it sounds like you disturbed his evening of fishing or golfing or whatever he may do. On the other hand, the New Hampshire police officers, listen to how they talk. Listen to how they plead. Listen to how they talk to the community about helping and calling in tips. And I agree, it's with him. It is time both these girls are found. I know this is a short video or semi-short, but guys, we're going to talk about it more on the live tonight. But in my opinion, the difference in these 2 cases and the difference in one finding evidence and one not is the love, the compassion, and just the heart of the officers involved. You tell me what you think. Listen to the end of this, and I'll see you tonight on the live. And don't forget to pray for your kids. Pray for these cases. Pray for these babies that are missing. All of them. Not just Harmony and Summer, but for all of them. And I'll see you guys tonight.
The status is the same as it was on Monday when we last held a media briefing. We're still trying to find Summer. It's now been 1 week and 2 days since she went missing. There's still 2 aspects of this case, the active search and the investigation. You'll hear more about the search in just a minute. TBI agents and Hawkins County detectives working alongside the FBI continue to work around the clock to determine what happened to Summer Wells. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we can't discuss everything we're doing and have done to find Summer. Here's what we can tell you. Numerous residents and individuals associated with the family have been interviewed. Surveillance video and photos have been reviewed, as well as other potential digital evidence. We're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing. One of you asked us in a previous briefing the standard amount of time it takes for a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. In this situation, Despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. I understand the lack of answers frustrates you in the public, but trust me, no one is more frustrated than we are. If we develop information that will lead to locating Summer, we will share that with you first and foremost. In the meantime, we ask anyone with information who hasn't come forward to please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'll turn it over to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson.
Thank you. Just to go along with Leslie, I know there's a lot of social media going on out there, a lot of detectives going on, but they're absolutely useless unless these people that's 100% positive calls 1-800-TBI-FIND. That means nothing. We're monitoring all social media and everything that you all put out from people that you all interview. And I assure you, you'd have to work very hard to find somebody that we hadn't talked to. They may not tell you. One point I want to make clear up, obviously, is a couple of days ago, I asked for the public not to help us in our search in the woods and stuff. That is because we know where every searcher is, where every team is, and the captain and his staff, they're tracking everyone. So if we get the general public in the woods, we don't know about it, and they're going to get missed when they go home or don't go home. So it's going to be somebody else that we have to generate time and information and resources to find. What I did ask for, and I still need, is all the people in Upper Beach Creek, Hawkins, and Sullivan County to search their property again and again. You got to look for a small child.
Sean Layton. Captain Layton is the commander of the investigative division here at the Manchester Police Department, and he is leading all investigative matters for the police department. All right, I want to begin by thanking all of you for coming today. Your continued interest in locating 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery is appreciated and is essential to this investigation. As you know, more than 2 years has passed since Harmony was last seen. That puts us at a disadvantage, and the public's help is greatly needed. That being said, we are announcing today the creation of a dedicated tip line for this case. As you can see on the boards in front of me, that number is 603-203-6060. I say again, 603-203-6060. That phone number will be manned by one of our juvenile detectives 24/7. Tips can come in by phone or by text, either one. This will not be an extension that sends callers immediately to a voicemail. This will be monitored by a detective at all times so we can gather tips and act on them immediately. In addition to that phone number I just mentioned, the Manchester Crime Line is offering $2,500 reward, the most allowed through that organization for tips that lead to Harmony being found. Normally, Crime Line rewards are for information regarding crimes. I'd like to emphasize that the Crime Line has made an exception and has generously made that exception for this missing child case. Additionally, local businessmen Dick Anignos and Arthur Sullivan have also offered $10,000 for tips that lead to Harmony being found. I want to personally thank the Crime Line, Mr. Anignos and Mr. Sullivan for their generous actions on behalf of finding Harmony. I cannot emphasize enough how important any and all tips are. Even if you believe you saw this little girl a year ago or 2 years ago, please call in. Knowing where she was can help us narrow down where she is now. The Manchester Police Department is working with DCYF as well as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in every effort to locate Harmony. That tip line again is 603-203-6060. And again, we can receive phone calls and text messages. Please share this information and utilize it. I'm appealing to everyone. Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something. Do what is right and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing. I cannot say it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Someone needs to call in, do the right thing, and provide us information on where Harmony may be. Again, that number is 603-203-6060. Help us find Harmony. At this time, I'll open up to questions, but please understand I will not be discussing details of the investigation. But before I do that, I want to publicly thank Captain Sean Layton and his detectives that have been working around the clock, nonstop, on this investigation, and they will continue to do so until we bring this to the resolution that we all want, and that is locating Harmony.
Chief,
all right, let me finish, please. Okay. So with that, I'll take a question.
Can you talk a little bit about the search that took place over the weekend?
Yeah, we were at that address, and that was in connection with Harmony's case. Okay. What's important to note that the current homeowner, I want to emphasize this, the current homeowner at that address has no involvement in this case, other than to say that homeowner is being extremely cooperative, and I ask that you respect her privacy and anybody's privacy that lives in that residence. Okay, they are not involved in this investigation, other than the fact that they are cooperating and assisting us where they. The vast support we got from the community in regards to the reward money that's come forward thus far. It's been 2 weeks since the Manchester Police has opened a missing person case for 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. And at that time, the citizens of Manchester and surrounding cities and towns and states have consistently showed their support and willingness to help. As of today, the fund has grown to $104,000. Tips continue to come in through our dedicated tip line, and numerous people have offered their monetary support. Today, we received another $4,000 in pledges towards the reward for credible information that leads to the location. That leads my detectives to locating Harmony. As I said before, $104,000 thus far. We've received approximately 300 tips. All of them are being investigated, vetted out. Every single one is being taken serious. So I ask that people continue to call that dedicated tip line at 603-203-6060 with any information that they think is relevant to this investigation.